SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Discover the Copiah Advantage. Copiah County is a Mid-South gem with a spirit of opportunity, a business-friendly environment, and access to major transportation networks. Copiah County, let's do business. Visit copiahworks.com today and discover the Copiah Advantage.
Holy cannoli. Seems like we just started telling some of these Mississippi stories, and already we have a collection of them available. Thanks to all of you for sharing your incredible comments and sharing the podcast itself. This episode is about one of the world's biggest names, a Mississippi kid who turned trauma into triumph. What an indelible impact he's made in the world of entertainment that will last forever. I'll tell you more coming up in an episode called From Silence to a Roar. After this, from our Mississippi homegrown sponsor, the good people at Deviney Equipment. The Deviney team is offering the best deal of the year from now through the end of the year. As low as $139 per month for 84 months, plus a 6-year limited powertrain warranty. You can put this powerful Kubota compact tractor to work for you immediately with 0% financing. And with hunting season here, they've got a great deal on one of the hottest RTVs ever built. It's the Kubota Sidekick, the one you've heard so much about. The first gas-powered utility vehicle of its kind, the one where durability meets speed. The Kubota Sidekick is also offered through the end of the year at $0 down and as low as $196 per month. Make this the best hunting season ever. Come visit the Deviney team in Jackson or Highway 51 North in Madison, and of course anytime at DevineyEquipment.com, and make a little Mississippi magic. Now, back to the episode of Mississippi Magic titled From Silence to a Roar. Looking back now over his work of 7 decades, hard to imagine that all those classics would be classics without his monumental talent. A talent that's reverberated like sound waves over those 70-plus years in the entertainment history. And yes, he's yet another Mississippian who outshines those in the history books in all endeavors from every other state. That's why we call it Mississippi Magic. But that's not the way it started back in a small Mississippi community when he was born on a cold January day. His father was larger than life, a man whom he never knew until later in life when both were trying to accomplish the same dreams. And for a while they teamed up to survive. But back home in Mississippi, just after he was born, his dad left him and his mother to chase those dreams. That departure ultimately forced his mother to make the same decision, leaving the 5-year-old kid confused and dazed and disturbed at forces he couldn't understand nor control. Thank goodness for John Henry and Maggie, better known as grandparents. They took him in. That was the good news. The bad news was that the youngster was uprooted from his familiar surroundings to a farm in Jackson. Make that Jackson, Michigan. So even with loving grandparents, the absence of his mother and the dramatic change caused him so much mental anguish that the 5-year-old became physically and mentally affected by a trauma so severe he responded by not speaking. A silence that permeated his whole world from the first year in school all the way to high school. It's not surprising that we have a teacher to thank for helping turn that silence to a roar. Another teacher who changed a life and at the same time changed entertainment history. It was his English teacher who looked past the silence of a muted student to his gift for writing poetry. Teacher gained his confidence and urged him to break free of the silence by using that gift to turn his printed words into sound. And thanks to that teacher, he did. Little by little, step by step, the silence found a voice. It wasn't easy. He spoke only when friends were nearby, those who understood his trauma, his difficulty. Those first few vocal steps took him through high school and then into the University of Michigan as a pre-med and ROTC student. But the effects of the trauma were always with him. He constantly searched for ways to hide the problem and at best a way to cure the curse. And then it happened. While at the university, he took that talent of reciting the words that he wrote and focused on drama at the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. And he found it so comfortable, so natural, that his silence began to lessen, and he gave voice with more and more confidence. We might mention here that the victim of this epiphany was his desire to become a doctor, but he never looked back. From then on, he continued, and he continued to gain voice. After graduation in ROTC, he ended his military service as a first lieutenant and then moved to New York. From there, the volume of his voice continued to reverberate louder and louder, no longer silent. He not only triumphed over trauma, it became his motivation to succeed. And succeed he has. The Mississippi-born icon has very few equals in Hollywood history. For over 70 years, his talents have earned him recognition as one of America's most distinguished and versatile actors, with the ultimate acclaim for this Mississippi-born legend from the industry itself as one of the greatest actors in American history. And we may never have heard that voice had it not been for that English teacher, a man named Donald Crouch, who found a way to turn the silence to a roar. He did it by encouragement and recognition of talent, from a traumatized kid who went from first grade to high school as a mute. But thanks to his guidance, a youngster born in Mississippi will forevermore leave a legacy far, far from silence, as his works and his words will reverberate throughout history.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh, no, Mufasa.
Can I ask you a question?
The hell you want to ask me?
How come you ain't never liked me?
Liked you? What law is there to say I got to like you? Do you want to stand up in my face and ask me some damn fool-ass question like that? Talk about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you.
If you build, he will come.
Ray, people will come, Ray. And they'll watch the game. And it'll be as if they'd dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick, they'll have to brush them away from their faces. People will come, Ray. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball.
If you build, he will come.
People will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
This is CNN.
Luke, you do not yet realize your importance. You have only begun to discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training.
I'll never join you!
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
Born in Arkabutla, Mississippi, to Ruth and Robert Earl Jones, James Earl Jones' voice. From Darth Vader in Star Wars to Mufasa in Disney's Lion King. From The Great White Hope to Field of Dreams to Roots to Shakespearean roles in Broadway classics. The talents and voice of James Earl Jones has rightfully been recognized with Tony Awards, Kennedy Center Honors, Academy Award nominations, and so many more. So what was that trauma? Created by uprooting a 5-year-old James Earl Jones from his Mississippi home. A trauma so severe that he went silent until he reached high school and found a teacher who gave him voice. It was stuttering. Severe and uncontrollable stuttering. But James Earl Jones turned trauma into triumph. And in doing so, silence turned into the roar of a lion king of entertainment history. It happened just that way when Arkabutla, Mississippi native James Earl Jones came together with a special teacher and a bit of Mississippi magic.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.